Hi everyone, welcome to my first review video, and the game that I'm reviewing today is a game played with my friend Andy, who is around 16Q. I'm around 6Q, something like that. So we had a game in person, and basically I gave him a 9-stone handicap, which is probably not quite enough, but it was a decent game. He did well, and it was fun. So I'm going to review it and basically try and give some tips, what I think he was thinking at the time, what I was thinking, maybe what he could have done to improve his game and beat me. So we've got a tournament coming up this month, and it is in Coventry, so hopefully if he watches this it's going to help out there. Let's begin. So the first move, I make an attack, and I'm trying to attack into the corner. So I've gone directly into the corner in the 3-3 point. We call it the 3-3 point because we're counting down from the very edge. So the very top line is 1, second one in 2, so 3 in and 3 across. Andy has played there. That's not so much a standard defence, but I can see what he might be thinking. It's relatively close to a stone I'm attacking, but it doesn't actually do much to get my stone really, and put me under any pressure. So this gave me a chance to ignore what he did and attack somewhere else. So let's see what else he could have done. So I'm going to change from review to play. He could have played here, okay, which is a standard Joseki. Equally, he could have played. Oh, do you want to keep this? Equally, he could have played here, just above. Same thing, just rotational around, going the other way, basically. Now, the standard Joseki goes that I would now play here. Andy would play here. I would play here. Andy plays here. I play here. Oh, sorry. Andy plays here. I play here. Andy plays here. I play here. Andy plays here. I defend. And then Andy defends there. So it's a good idea for you to know where an attack can lead to, what type of shape. And it's important for you to understand that this way, Andy has got all this area. He's made a big wall here. Now I do have area in the corner known as territory. We call it territory when it's secured quite well. So Andy has what we call Mayo or Mayo around here, which means potential area. But I have actual territory up here that Andy can't take from me. So that's the difference. Anyway, so that isn't what happened. So let's go back to review. What actually happened was Andy played here. Now, I know the variations and I know I'm still good in the corner. He's not put any threat on me, so I'll attack another corner. Corners are the most easy place to make territory and the most important place to play. So that's where you want to be attacking and defending. Now, a standard response here would be there, but let's see what Andy does. It's not terrible. He's defending his corner, but it allows me to attack from the other side. He's done a good move by cutting. I've made a shape which is on the third line and a gap of 2 between my 2 white stones, which is a pretty decent shape to make. Gives you a good base to make a live thing. Andy's made a decent attack. Generally, I would have played here against a stronger player. You can see on the right there where I'm talking about. However, I know that I'm stronger than Andy, no offence, and I think that I play a bit differently depending on what your opponent is going to do. So Andy defends that well. Now I'm making use of this corner, and I wouldn't normally play here either against a stronger player, because a decent defence to that, what did Andy do? Andy did that. Decent defence to that would probably, he's done the right thing by trying to cut me off, but I probably would have preferred to see this move. It's kind of forcing me to cut if that's what I want to do, and it's making his stone stronger. Back to reviewing. Okay, so as it happened, I've allowed Andy to connect his stones if he wants to. Now, to connect his stones, he would have played here. He didn't connect, and I've still left the gap there because I'm more worried about my white stones than I am about killing Andy's black stones. But as soon as I'm less worried about my white stones here, which happened when I wasn't too threatened by Andy's other move, I cut him off. Now that's me being aggressive and saying, you've got 9 stones on the board as we start, so I need to make some big moves and big risks if I want to try and actually win from that position. I've cut my white stones off here, which are much weaker than the other black stones, but at least it means that this isn't attached to a massive area, and nor is the one on the left. Okay, now Andy has missed the point here because that move isn't important. The reason it's not important is, let me try this out. He's got plenty of space here and here and all around here. Okay, loads of space for those black stones. So, I don't know if I wanted to leave that on. Okay, cool. So playing there doesn't help an awful lot. It's not needed. It doesn't threaten my white stones because they've got a lot of space in the corner themselves. So that is, I'm afraid, quite a poor, weak move. With that said, I can see why it's been played, because we play moves like that quite often. It's just knowing when it's appropriate, when it's needed, and at what stage of the game to be doing it. Now, my strategy right now is these stones could easily die and I lose the game, so let's make them live. It's going to be a challenge to make them live. Let's see what happens. As I said, it's all about me trying to give these white stones some more space. Andy's fighting well against that. So the deal is now, my white stones need 2 eyes to live, as you will probably know. If not, check out my tutorial videos. And everything I'm doing is trying to do that. I've made an Atari there. So basically, if I'm making a threat and I'm threatening to capture this black stone, unless Andy defends, then if my threat is bigger than his threat, then I'm happy to make that, and it gives me a good position to have this white stone here, if that makes sense. So now I connect it up and I'm out in the open a bit more. I've already read out by this point a couple of moves ago that black stone there by Andy isn't going to do me any serious harm, because I can defend there and then just kill his stones, which I did. Okay, not a bad attempt. I have now 1 eye on my group. I just need one more. So you can see I'm keeping my white group strong and connected and weaving my way into Andy's group. Now, what I managed to do a couple of times in this game is double Atari. So double Atari means that I'm attacking two groups with one move. Now if you think about it, you can only defend one group with one move. So if I attack two at once, I'm guaranteed to kill one of them or do something to one of them. So at this point here, I can see a double Atari on the horizon. Okay, it's on the horizon because if I have a, let me go for the edit move. If I have a white stone here, regardless of where Andy's gone, I can play a double Atari there. And I mean the double Atari is attacking this stone. Can you see that? I don't know. This stone, this stone. Oh, A and B. Okay, I'm attacking A and O. When I've pushed through here, Andy should have responded by playing, say, here, because that play thinks ahead and prevents me from putting him into a position where I'm making the double Atari. Okay, so reverse that. Now, what did Andy actually do? Let's have a look. He played here. Even the one next to it would have been fine. That would have done the trick, but that's just leaving too many stones out on their own that I can cut, i.e. get in between. So it's too dangerous. Now when Andy answers this, that's when I make my double Atari attack. He responds by saving this lower stone. I take the other one. He now thinks that this Atari is a threat, but it isn't because he didn't read one step ahead and realised that I can take one of the stones making the Atari. Now I've made a position where I'm actually in a good position to kill. I didn't mean to do that. To kill all of these stones around here, because he's not got any eyes on this group. Okay, so that's basically what I'm thinking now. So I'm rather pleased with myself at that point, because you can see this is a whole quadrant of the board that I've kind of taken over now, if I manage to get this. So he plays in the other corner. There was still more to be done, I think, but I've realised that he's playing away from that area, and I guess I can play down here, or he can take that, or I can take this, so I can still cut these stones off. So that's fair enough. He's cut me there. I'm again just working my way through. Now I've managed to kill those stones, and really at this point I've managed to make a massive white group that's quite strong and secure, and it's just infiltrating out to the rest of the board. Now I've remembered back to this other stone that's left on his own over here, so I'm going to help him out as well. Remember, we talked about that base, 2 stones, 2 lines from the edge, and a 2 stone space. This time I play upwards like I talked about before, because I've not got an awful lot of space in this area at all. Now I'm making my way out, and I've managed to connect to the other group that was up here, so I'm happy with that. Now, I told Andy whilst we were playing the game that this move was quite small. The reason is, let me just get my edit. What he's actually done is made hardly any territory of his own. It's not proper territory because it's not sealed off yet. It's still open for discussion, and it's very, very small. There's loads of stuff over here going on that would have been better to play. And here's an okay move too. I jump out. Andy again jumps out, and this is what I mean. He's confined himself to a small amount of territory, and I'm actually now happy for him to take that corner because I've made space around. He's let me come out here, which he probably shouldn't have done. And at this point the game is pretty much done. I'll just play through so you can see what happens. But I don't want to make this first review too long, so that's why I'm doing this quite quickly now. I think did we end the game at this point? Oh, or did we change? That was it. Okay, so just, whoa. Just to play it out so you can see what we did. That's pretty much the end of the game. So, can I score? Count. Okay, so White has won by 16.5 points according to the scoring system. However, this is White territory, and it hasn't picked that up for some reason. Yeah, so White should have a fair few more points here, but I can't figure out how to put it on. Oh well. Yeah, no idea. I can safely tell you White has definitely won. By how much? Not quite sure with that count. But yeah, let me know what you thought. Apologies for my little baby crying in the background. He's not quite old enough to play Go himself yet, but we'll get there. Cheers, see you next time. Goodbye.